Hello SLAPAFISH community, welcome back to another World Tanks console video. Before this video can even start, according to YouTube analytics, a small percentage of people that actually watch my video are actually subscribed. So if you end up liking this video, so consider subscribing because it helps the channel out a lot. So, in today's video, I'm going to be giving you tips for Cold War, the brand new game mode in World Tanks console Modern Armor. Okay, so the first tip is commanders. Basically, you can put your World War II commanders into your Cold War tanks. So, the ones that will be only silver cost will be Soviet to Eastern and USA to Western. If you put Soviet into Eastern and USA into Western, then those will only cost you silver, not gold. Number 2 is don't buy the radios in Cold War because they're not worth it. Also, they're really expensive and they're not worth it. The only benefits that the radios give you is signal range. And signal range is not very useful when True Vision is active. So don't buy radios. Save your silver and don't buy radios. Don't do it because it's not worth it. Signal range is not really worth it. Third, use your smoke. Use the consumable smoke. And use it to your advantage because smoke will block out everything. Use it when you're like 2v1ing somebody. If there's 2 tanks and there's one of you, you have to fight 2 enemies at one time. Put smoke over you and another enemy, so it'll be a 1v1. Cut out the other person. The smoke is very versatile. Use it to your advantage. There's so many different ways you can use smoke. I will definitely put out a video how you can use smoke. It's very fun. Very worth that consumable slot. Number 3. In Era 2 and Era 3, heat shells become very useless. Heat shells are not that good in like Era 2 and Era 3. When you get to Era 2 and Era 3, especially Era 3, all the tanks pretty much have space armor. And heat shells do terribly against space armor. So don't really fire heat shells in Era 2 or Era 3, especially Era 3. Heat shells are pretty much useless in Era 2 and Era 3. Next, pick the right camo. The right camouflage, especially in True Vision. When you pick the right camouflage in True Vision, it'll make your tanks harder to pick out. Especially if you're on a snowy map and you're like in a white area where it's just all snow and you have pure white camouflage, you're not going to stick out as much if you were just having no camo or like a all brown or all brown and white camo. So pick the right camo for the right maps on your tanks. Now the next one is don't really focus on view range and camo. Now the view range, you don't really need view range because you don't really need to spot for yourself because all tanks are always rendered in when True Vision is active. So you really don't need view range. View range is basically there to help you like spot tanks easier, like look at tanks easier, so all the indicators will come up and you can auto aim. And you can also get assist damage. Camo, like when you like focus on your camo, like camo skills are completely useless and they're not as important as they are in World War II. Basically, don't really boost up your view range and camo because it's not very useful. Also, I mean, you can, but if you want to sacrifice something on your tank, pick view range or camo too. Those are the things to sacrifice on your tank because they're really not that good as in World War II because True Vision is a thing in Cold War. Next is use bushes and trees and don't stay in the open. It's True Vision, guys. Even though you're not spotted, you're always seen. You're always rendered into the map. So somebody could be looking out there, looking for you, and you're always spotted. Well, you're always rendered in, so they can see you. So make it very hard for tanks to see you. Pick the right camo. Use bushes and trees. And don't sit in the open. Don't be very noticeable. Next, use hole patch all the time. If you're going to put a hole patch on your tank, use it all the time. Because hole patch gives you 5% of your total hit points back. If you have 4,000 hit points back, it'll give you 200 hit points back. So use holes patch as soon as it comes available. As soon as you take that, as soon as you have like less than your total amount of hit points, use it. Use it all the time. That will be the most effective for hole patch. And here's something that will go along with hole patch. Use supply conservation. Now, supply conservation is very, very helpful in Cold War because the smoke and the hole patch both have 2-minute timers, 120 seconds. And when you use your supply conservation, which is a skill, by the way, it reduces the time it takes for like consumables to recharge. Instead of hole patch and smoke being 120 seconds, it'll be 100 seconds. So yeah, use supply conservation. And that's it. I hope these tips are very helpful for you. And if you have any more tips for Cold War, leave them in the comment section below, and I may make another one of these videos. So remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Also remember to SLAPAFISH, because we're always not. And peace out. See ya.